Okay, you are different.
Your mission accomplished.
You accepted that.
I feel actually like and subscribe if you think I'm the weird one.
I don't think there's any dispute there.
I don't know.
I'm going for the gold medal.
There's a lot of weird to go around, so I'm not exactly sure.
I will challenge you guys
To a weird off? We're going to have a weird
We're
off?
gonna have a weird off. But this is probably not the best way to start our community episode, to invite other people onto various fields.
That's right.
Join our weirdness, please.
All right, so why don't you explain a little bit more? I know this is part 2.
Yes.
But this will actually be seen a week later.
Yes.
So therefore, let's remind the people what we're talking about.
What we'll do is we'll give you guys a good little deep dive on how everything behind the scenes works. Last week, we shot an episode about a check-in on Various Fields podcast, and then we also talked about community. So this week, we are also going to talk about a check-in and then more about community.
Wow.
Yeah, guys, it's crazy. It is, you guys, it's video magic.
Wow, I've never had such a suspenseful,
fervent
piece of monologue there. That's fantastic. That's fantastic.
You guys are gonna see it, but it's timey-wimey. Like, you guys are gonna see it next week, but really, for next week, last week was
your
30
last
seconds ago.
Your last week is our today.
Wow.
Isn't that wild?
The future is now.
Back in time.
Yeah. Anyways, why does it's weird? This episode starts off so much more.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
in the last episode, there's so much.
Yeah, that's true.
Alrighty.
Anyways, but yeah, I wanted to talk more about community. Bro,
Okay.
I want to talk more about community, but I guess before we get into like guests and people and everyone in our neighborhood and all that jazz, why is community important to have? Not just on a YouTube level, not just on like a business level, but just personally in our individual lives across the board for our viewers, everyone across the camera. Why is community important to have?
Absolutely.
Because we're social creatures and we are used to putting up tribes and communities like that to stay alive.
You answered it like it was a gotcha question.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
Is that right? Is that the answer?
Well, you see, I don't think he was asking it as a test question.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Friends are great.
No,
too simple.
no.
I don't know.
No, you see, I'm all this thing. That's my soul in about community.
Okay.
And community is absolutely connecting to the world. In other words, if what happens in your household is community. So your household community,
we were going for wholesome.
When you take that outside to your neighbors and you transfer to them that goodness that's within your household, it might actually infect them. And
in fact,
okay, it's infectious, I would say. And then those neighbors would infect their neighbors, so it becomes like this viral.
We just
goodness.
came from a lot of infections in the past.
I know.
I think it's like still kind of PC to not say.
Well, okay, all right. Well, in any case, we want to create
spread the love.
Ripple effect. Is that okay?
A ripple effect is fine.
Okay,
I
ripple
like that.
effect.
Absolutely.
All right.
Expand your web.
That's right. And that's how we do it, because sometimes, like right now, I'll say this. We're still upcoming on an election that's going to happen in November.
Oh yeah,
that's right. And some people will say, "Well, what can I do? I'm a little person. I don't matter much."
Oh,
I believe in you, little person. Don't doubt yourself.
He's just a little guy.
But as a little guy, his vote is just humongous. It's so important. So your voting means a lot. And I hate to say it, particularly in this election. And that's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to try to sway anybody either way. I could do a cough sound that would expose my particular preference. However, I won't do that. But the point is, community is about adding your little bit into the fire, the log into the fire. So you registering to vote and then voting is super, super duper important, because That's how we build our community. That's how we build our government.
All right,
That's
I
a
like
very
that.
grand
So
scale use of community.
Communities use also political a little bit.
Indeed.
Okay, very nice.
I like that. I like that. I mean, I would also argue everything's political in some end, but I think that's another reason why community is important. Because when I think of community, I always think of just immediate peers and family and friends around me. You know, the people that I know. But I think something that also makes a community are the one-to-one interpersonal interactions. You know,
Yeah.
not just how well do you know someone, but how well does that person know you? How much do you support that one person? How much do they support you? And not just in like it's weird because I don't like to make everything in a capitalistic state, you know, just because or like a give and take kind of thing, you know. Community isn't just about like, oh, that person, I scratch my back, you scratch your back, but it's about, you know, genuine love and support.
Quid pro quo.
Quid pro quo. It's not just about that. It's just about like, hey, I like this person. I want to see this person do well, and I want to know. I want them to go far, but then that person says the same thing about you, and then you say something about the next person, and then everybody starts lifting each other up.
Right.
And I think that's how you boost a community. That's what makes a community infectious. And then eventually, especially we're kind of lucky we're in a smaller area where everybody knows people. Sometimes you want to go where everyone knows your name. And like that's the thing that builds a community.
Right.
Absolutely. I mean, I like the fact that you guys are trying to spread this plague of positivity when it comes to community. It's great. You guys keep on saying infectious. It's just like, okay. But nevertheless, it is still something that I feel should catch on, right? You actually having not just a social backing, but like someone who might be in a similar space creatively as you. I don't know why I couldn't say that word. But like actually having the ability to like, you know, go to a person that might have been like in the same artistic space. I always seem to reference the arts because like that's the thing that holds true to me.
Artist.
Right, but at the same time, you know, you reach out to like, you know, people have Discords nowadays. And it's like, hey guys, I'm about to draw something or like make a game, and like you all go to a person that has the same fervor or interest in a project as you, right? And then you can all combine together the pros and cons of what you can and can't do. Some can code, some can edit, some can illustrate, some can make pixel characters and stuff like that, and
I
then
think the
make
artist community-
a wonderful game together. And, you know,
I think the artist. I didn't mean to step over you. I'm sorry.
no, you're fine. I mean, like that's what community does.
Yeah, I think the artist community is a strong community too, because it's a lot of people who know that whether it's illustrative work or video work, a lot of independent artists start from their own passion. And then when you work with someone else, like, oh my gosh, I'm passionate, you're passionate. How do we make these passions grow together? And then that builds a community. Right. Also, I was thinking, because now you're in my head about it, or I'm in my head about it, is there a way to talk about community without it making sound like a virus?
Well,
like, how do you spread the? People always say spread the love.
Spread the love.
Well,
right. How do we make it sound wholesome?
I
come
think,
together
right
now.
You see, but I think that there are certain times, just like in the internet, you know, something going viral doesn't necessarily, you know, sound bad. Viral is kind of a form of virus, and what we do want to spread that which is good, because the opposite side is something toxic. And sometimes in our communities, we have become divisive. Or is it divisive?
Divisive.
Is it divisive?
Divisive?
Divisive just sounds like a fancier way of saying it. You can say divisive.
All right.
We're divided on the subject. Divisive versus devices. You choose. Right. Comment now.
Bifurcated. Okay. Anyway. So we have a tendency in our communities to have such strong opinions that we're not willing to listen. I think we covered this in one of our earlier episodes. We have to listen to the next person. We have to listen. Now, you don't have to agree, but it's important that we listen and try to understand, because we can create a toxic community because we're not listening. We're not willing to be empathetic, not willing to try to understand a person's viewpoint and stance. Right. So community suggests that listening to each other, having that was another great word for my dad. My dad always talked about dialogue, and he loved talking about dialogue. So we should be able to have a dialogue with our neighbor without it becoming confrontational. So I think that's important.
So yeah, like, comment, and share, but please comment something about your community that you love. And by your community, I mean something immediate. Like, it can be immediate family, it can be friends, it can be your whole town, it could be your school, whatever the case is, a community that you came from, anything like that. And if you're looking for a space like I don't feel very much connected to the community, I feel like we can talk about that. How would you, for someone who feels like they're not connected to their immediate community, how would they start looking for friends or people to work with, or how to be more connected? What would your guys' advice be?
Well, not to unceremoniously plug us here, but I feel as if those that feel that they don't have a connection would be a wonderful person. This would be a wonderful place for you to make that connection here, because I believe in various fields, like we are very strong on community here. All right, and like we always say, we don't know nothing, but at the same time, in us trying to grow and gain from a community experience, we also want to like learn what you guys might have learned in your lives too, right? So we could be talking about anything. It could be construction, it can be architecture, it can be about the next football plays, or like how to actually trade on. Do you trade on fantasy football, or how do you do that? I don't know.
When you said football play, the way you said
I'm not a sports guy, so
can
I
tell.
don't know.
understand.
the way you said football plays, my first thing was like football theater.
That's what I thought.
Football play.
That's what I thought fantasy football was all this time.
Oh,
like
dear.
you're just estimating or guessing who was actually going to be on the team or something like
Football
that.
musical.
This is my fault, America. I was not a sports guy, so please don't blame them.
Pass the ball over here, please. Pass the ball to me.
Right, exactly.
That'd be
Right?
Football, the musical.
actually hilarious. And I went,
The American version, not the European one.
Right, right, yes.
That's it.
Well, I have no idea how we got here.
I'm so sorry.
Please teach us about football.
Yes, indeed. Yes.
I guess if you're part of the sport community, don't come here.
We can't really be
bring
called-
us into the sport community.
But the truth is, no matter how you feel, you are connected. You are intertwined with the community, even if you try to stay out of the community. You are.
Yeah.
Because like any venture that you take on, like we talked about, maybe doing a live version of this. Well, maybe having a full band here might require us, to find a bigger location where we can have an audience. So we would connect with the community by
Right.
finding that location. I might need to get another sound crew to come on in here. So I would have to connect with the sound crew. The sound crew might have to go to a company to get more sound equipment, and that sound equipment may have to order to get. So in other words, there's this, as you said, this web of lives. We're connected no matter what. So you're important. So that's why it's important. I remember taking a business class, or it was a lesson, and it was called "Give Them the Pickle." Let me explain. Relax. Everybody, relax. Come on. Everybody.
You got it.
Please, you got it.
There's got to be a button.
There's gotta be a button.
Oh my gosh.
There you go.
There you go. There's something.
Let me explain. And anyone has ever seen it. What it was a story about a restaurant where the service staff were asked by a patron, can I get an extra pickle with my hamburger? And the person responded, I'm sorry, it only comes with 2 pickles. And the person said, well, I just want one more. And the person was like, well, we can't do that. And the person the patron was upset behind it, and was like, it makes no sense. It's just a pickle. I just wanted one more. And at that point, he gave a bad review to his friends about the restaurant. So the person that was the owner of the chain, told people to give them the pickle. Just give it. It makes no sense to, because that's one customer. But what will happen is, because of that little thing, now the bad press will now reap, and more negative things than, by you just giving it one little thing that might have reaped you something more positive. So,
So in not completing the order, the restaurant found themselves in a pickle.
You made it work. I was thinking about that the whole time. The whole time I was thinking about, all right, there's a joke here somewhere, how to make it work.
Ladies and gentlemen, we all do suffer here in various fields with one-liners disease.
Malapanatosis.
Okay, yes, and it's called OLD, if you want to OLD. And one-liners disease, sometimes when a joke is lying on the floor, you have to take it.
It's got to be right there.
And sometimes we try to avoid it, but because of foul sickness, we can't help ourselves.
Raise
So-
half
so-
clown. We're half clown.
Half clown.
I'm sure you've seen that in the previous episodes too.
Yes,
so there
yes,
you go.
yes. Anyway, but yeah, that it's important for us to create an environment that is positive.
Right.
So then we have a better life.
Absolutely. Everyone has a part to play, and we want to make sure that we emphasize that part, like however small it might be in any community that we're in, right? Again, we thank you very much. Only Way Out Records. We thank you very much, Nels. Well, I was reading what is up there. I'm sorry. You just thank you very much for everything that you've done, right? Because without your contributions, this would not have happened.
Absolutely.
And we're constantly learning from all of our mistakes over time. You guys seen it, and like any one of the comments that you guys put on our videos will help us grow and learn from those, so that we can bring you better entertainment over time, right? So all of this is about community and being community centric, right? We thank you very much, and being part of the Various Feuds community, and I dare say family, so we can also just grow and learn and love one another for what we do.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
And on another note, if we're talking about business, as we brought it up, there's another thing we can talk about with Various Fields, which is networking. And networking is the business version of community. That's right, business cards, handshakes, some other third thing. If you want to make a good network, what you have to do is make sure you advertise yourself, not just as a business, but as a person. And this was Various Fields here to teach you. Guys, hit them.
Wow.
Yeah, see that's Vince?
That was fantastic.
Wasn't that amazing?
That was
Yeah,
fantastic.
that was business
You've
Lex.
been so intense in this whole.
That was
this
business
episode.
Lex.
That was business Lex.
The difference between community and networking.
Wow. Yeah. I like the
Networking.
networking. I like community.
Community.
Networking. Yeah, that's it. But that's important,
Absolutely.
and that's how I would dare say that's how countries and places have built it. Before we started using money, we had a barter system,
Right.
We had sheep.
It's like,
Yeah.
I don't know how to get eggs and you don't know how to grow wheat. So, so I would say, listen, I'll grow some wheat and I'll give it to you and you give me eggs for the wheat, and that's
Seems
how
like
we
a bad
began.
deal. But
The point I'm making is
if you guys have ever played Catan,
Yeah.
see, I don't even know what that is. What's guitar?
oh, it's a
It's
board
a
game.
board game.
That's
Oh,
based
see,
off
because
of
I was going to say you mispronounced guitar.
Oh
What did you say there, my friend?
Amazon Trail.
Oh,
Amazon Trail, yeah.
Oh my
See,
gosh,
so-
I know
sure-
nothing. I know nothing.
sure
What's Amazon? Huh? Well, I wasn't a video guy.
No, that's
but
a video game
That's
guy.
a-
That's a
It was on the computer.
yeah.
Yeah.
I missed that. I missed it.
Catan is a board game, which is like just about. I mean, actually, it's a very large. It's a very long.
You
game.
collect tiles, collect resources, try to expand your land. It's Settlers of Catan, I believe it's called.
All I did was barter sheep.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's kind of like there is a video game that was popular at one time where you had like these animated figures that were human beings, and you built.
Oh, you're talking about Sims.
Sims.
Yeah.
Sims. Yeah.
I mean, it's not. It's Catan is a board game, so I would say it's different. But Sims, I don't know how money works in Sims.
Oh, I don't really know Sims.
Sims is just a life simulator, so it really is just like, hey, do everything you're doing now.
But in Sims, we can
In video
build a
games.
community. You can build houses. Listen, you can. If what's a good example of a good community? Because I was going to be like
a good community.
what do you think of when you think of like a prospering and like a well put together community? Because you can make that in Sims.
I see what you're
wow.
saying. Well, that's interesting. I think that's what that is our goal to build. Well, I can't speak. Our goal is to
We don't
build a better community.
Okay.
Back in the 60s, unfortunately some great communities were built out of great oppression.
Exactly.
So therefore sometimes when life is giving you a great deal of stress and problematic stuff, it takes a community to change the tide. So at one point in time, of course, it's almost Martin Luther King we talk about all the time, but the church community at one point in time was very strong to change the trajectory of our democracy, and so depending upon how strong your community is, you can actually change the world, really.
Yeah. I mean, there's all those different types of communities. I mean, if you're getting back to the politics, there's the Republican and Democrat, and those are different. I mean, people see it's different, but those are communities. And I think the idea is like, what is your community that you go to? Is it a sports community? Is it your online community? Is it a video game community? And then why do you go to these people? Why do you find yourselves being enveloped in that particular kind of community? You know, what brings you there? And I don't know. I think that's another cool thing about we're now slowly stepping into a podcast community.
Absolutely,
Yes,
that's
yes.
true.
If you will have us. No. By liking and subscribing and commenting.
and
How is that?
sharing
Yeah, and
on
sharing.
YouTube.
Yeah. We want to. There's some podcasters that are out there that have been doing it for quite some time, and we're coming up the ladder. I would imagine.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure what rung we're on, but upward we go. And and that's for all of us. Anybody starting anything. And we are 10 episodes in. And at one point in time we had 0 episodes.
Yeah, that's impressive.
And so the thing is, if you're about to do the same kind of thing, you're going to have to include your community.
And we couldn't have come where we are without our community.
Absolutely.
That's very good. That was a full circle.
If you want to have more puns being thrown at your face, I couldn't help myself, but I have been recently quoting Field of Dreams very heavily this entire month, and I don't know why, right? But very much to its very common phrase, build it and they will come, right? We have been very much building our experiences, building our community, just building this platform that you're watching on YouTube right now and on Twitter and on Facebook, Instagram, right?
Yeah.
And hopefully in
TikTok.
building that TikTok as well, in building that, you guys can come along on board, tell us what we're doing right, tell us what we're doing wrong, but nevertheless, we are growing in that and gaining from the experiences from all of that, because without doing, there is no product.
Ooh,
very
nice.
So we can just say, hey, at least we're doing it. And
Right.
I still think we're still technically assembling the ladder, but nevertheless, we are trying to do that slow climb up.
Also, for our audience members, we have Instagram, Facebook, and we're on YouTube, and we're on TikTok. We actually don't have a Twitter because Twitter technically doesn't exist anymore. We don't have X.
We don't
So we don't
have
have
X.
X,
and-
right? So I guess that's a good thing, right? So
Yes.
no X in our box.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
But that's it. So you guys, honestly, those who are watching, you might be jumping in. I don't know. We might be at episode 150 before you discover us, and you might be going all the way back to say, well, let me find out, about these guys because I like the cut of their jib. I don't, whatever it is that you might find appealing.
jib is a part of a ship.
Thank
Google
you.
it.
Thank you very much.
I don't know that. People don't know that.
No, I was actually about to ask the community if they actually knew what a jib was, but you already answered it. So
Yeah, no,
fantastic.
I've heard the phrase and people just say it. What's a jib?
Okay. Well, yeah, and that's another thing we'll provide for the community. We will give you information that you had no idea that you wanted. So,
So if you're a boat right or a boat swain or whatever you want to be, can you just let us know more about boats so we can actually use
That
jib
was for our boat
appropriately?
community.
yeah, right. And we don't know what a jib is still, but we just know it has something to do with nautical boat thing.
It's a part of a boat.
It's a part of a boat.
part of
That's
a
good
boat.
enough. But anyway, but your words out there is very important to us because you can help us build that which you would like to see. It's almost interactive, because if you start typing in, hey, I'd like to see someone come on with their pet. And then we might say, wow, we'd never even discussed animals, Well, we have.
I've been part of the goldfish community.
Yeah, we talked about a lot of kangaroos. If you own a kangaroo, please join us on various fields.
Please join us in various fields.
Is there a goldfish community?
There probably is. There's
There
gotta
probably
be.
is. There's got to be. I would imagine so. But yeah, so we'll find out, discover those communities. So yes,
If there's a waffle community, please join us. Like and subscribe if you like waffles.
Wow.
If there's a waffle community for no other reason other than sharing.
his own addiction to waffles.
yeah,
Please.
it's.
I don't have an addiction for waffles. I have a passion.
Strangely enough, there's probably someone on the other side of this the camera saying they finally have spoken to me. So you may be actually speaking to a community that needs to.
You
be
guys can
addressed.
come out in hiding now in all your various divots and waffle
Oh my
holes.
gosh!
Our waffle community doesn't hide. We stand proud.
Okay, all right. Well,
Do you?
we'll accept that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You expected a joke there, didn't you? Nope. I was
Well,
just proud to be a Waffle community.
Well, okay, fantastic.
well, if you got to have a hill to stand on, go for it. Waffle.
Very well.
But anyway, how much time do we have, guys? It's
I think about 5 minutes.
about
Or
5
four,
minutes
a little
more.
before.
Well, Nels, we haven't heard your voice in a while. What is your feelings about community?
There's lots of different ones, like you said. There could be Republican, Democrat.
Yeah.
could be Just all sorts.
Yeah,
All
absolutely.
sorts of things. But
Yeah.
building a community, you need your main things: food, people, food.
Honestly,
Yeah.
food
He listed three things.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, that's very true. That's why they say, if you
Banks. Well,
bring them money.
essential things.
Well, I think Nels is an essential part to a great deal of communities that are looking to expand themselves. Because if you are an artist that wishes to have their things filmed properly, to be sent out to the world, well, Nels is that guy. In other words, you call him up, he'll film you.
Nelson
And-
Only Way Out Studios.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
there you go.
absolutely.
So if you ask for him, he'll film you and put you out there, and he may very well know other people that can make you meet other people that help you get closer to your goal.
Yeah, that's
Because we used to say, each one teach one. So everybody is a part of this thing. So we thank Nels for helping people meet their dreams. I tell you, when you complete a video, I don't know why it is, but there's such a delight in even those people who are like making the hard videos. Yeah, man, this whatever. But at the end, when it's done, it's like, oh wow, that's delightful. That's really good. I really because you see that everything came together. So everyone gets delighted to see a completion of a project, and Nels helps you get there.
Absolutely. And please, if you are a culinary artist of any kind of way, please join us at various fields so we can feed Nels. He's worked so hard, and he definitely needs.
Okay, that's good. Well, man, listen, you guys are fantastic. We're still this is the second episode. We're still saying happy birthday to Trey, even though we didn't mention it in this episode.
Happy birthday
Happy
again
birthday.
for you this
Happy
week.
birthday.
technically.
Hooray.
Okay, we won't be doing any more rap songs, though. But that was a very good rap song. Sorry, son. That was.
I'm sad.
Oh, my
I'm
goodness.
sad. All right, well,
All
listen.
right, and I think that's a wrap.
That's it. Oh, very good. Thank you for joining us here at Various Fields. We'll see you back again later on.
On the next one.